Well, I just started doing a job search, and truck driving seemed to be like something that would be interesting to me at this point in my life. So went online and started doing a little research, and FFE came up and looked like a good candidate. So, well, it was something that I hadn't done, and it appealed to me. You know, I've kind of been in management and done things like that, where I've always been involved in being responsible for everybody else. And I thought this would be a chance for me to do something solo. I'm certainly still going to have a lot of responsibility, but it would be, you know, by myself more. It's kind of what I was looking for, something a little more independent. You know, and I think being on the road would be cool. Well, when I went online and started looking, I kind of stumbled, I think, more or less on FFE. There was a chat, and you could talk to actual truck drivers. And so I actually started engaging them over the period of several days. And I couldn't get anybody to say anything negative about FFE. It was always pretty positive. So I was impressed. I was impressed with what they had for the program, what it offered, you know, the newer equipment, the safety, the fact that they had an academy that you would come out of, and you would be a professional. When I was younger, I worked for my father and uncle in a construction company, just driving a straight truck, nothing with a fifth wheel. You know, trailers, trucks. So I've always been around that and comfortable with that, and I like being in a truck for some reason. I don't know why. So it did appeal to me along those lines, but my real experience on the road was I was a district manager, and I had 4 states that I traveled. And to be honest with you, the best part of the job was being on the highway. I always enjoyed driving. So that made this really appealing to me. My friends don't believe I'm doing this, but you know, so I've sent them pictures of me in front of a truck, you know, our academy truck out driving, and they really literally don't believe, they just don't see me driving a truck because they have that particular image of a truck driver as rough and tough and all this stuff, and you know, it's not like that. You know, there's a lot of professionals involved in doing what you're doing here. You know, I had no idea to the extent until I got here, but they just don't see me doing that. They see me in some academic setting, I think, or something. So, being in the truck, definitely being in the truck. The academics, for me, that's kind of dry and a little bit boring, but it's necessary. You know, I see the necessity in it. But it's a lot funner when you get out there on that range, especially when you get to go out on the road and start going forward, driving and shifting. That's a lot of fun. The hardest thing is when, I think when you fail something. I've had some failures here. When you fail, you feel like you not only failed yourself, but you failed the instructors, and you just don't want to, like, I took my CDL test for the first time, and I nicked a curve. It was an automatic failure. You have to come back, and the instructor's like, what happened, you know? What do you say? You know, I failed. So, but you have to keep a positive mental attitude. They're very supportive. They keep pushing you forward. So even though it's kind of devastating for the moment, you can just kind of pick yourself up out of that. I don't know what I expected, to be honest with you. I mean, I didn't know how it was going to go. You know, I think I was a little surprised that it was a little easier once I got in the truck than what I thought it might be. You know, because I never sat behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler and put it out on the highway. And it was scary, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Probably miss the girlfriend the most. The friends I know I'll see again, I talk to them, and that's all easy. I was in the military, like I said, so I left when I was just out of high school and left for 6 years. So I really got used to being away from home, so that doesn't really bother me. And I think it's hard. I hear a lot of people, you know, can they go home after the 2 weeks? I'm ready to get on the road. Well, now, you know, now that I've been exposed to the program and I've been in the truck, my goal is to go out there and be the best that I can be in the truck, you know, become as professional a driver as I can. I'd really like to, in a couple of years, potentially come back and instruct. I really like dealing with other people in that capacity, you know, where obviously I'm going to pick up responsibility for people again, but I think after a couple of years on my own and doing that, I think it'd be really fun to come back and see everybody get excited about passing those different stages and being a part of that. Well, I would say to them first, make certain it's something that you do want to do, because it's not going to be easy. But if it is something you want to do and you want to be the type to do it well, this is most definitely the program to get involved in. You know, because it can be intimidating. But if you've got the patience and you're willing to put yourself through that program, it's excellent. They're all fantastic. They really are. They're very committed to you. There's no question about that. Each of them have differing styles. The two that I have really enjoyed being around the most is Lisa and Gary. Lisa is very hard, and she'll pound things in your head, but at times, for a guy like us, you know, it's kind of a stubbornness and pride. She's able to overcome that. With Gary, when you need somebody that's more laid back and is going to make you joke and kind of help you get your breath again, he's the ultimate for me here.